Okay, so today we're doing volume of pyramids, cones, and spheres. What we'll be doing before we actually start doing problems on this, tomorrow I'll be showing you exactly why the formulas that I'm going to give you in this video, why they work. So we'll do a little bit of hands-on work just to see how this all comes together. So what we're going to look at through the video is just the actual formula for these volumes and how we work with them. So quite simply, let's start with the pyramid. And the pyramid is going to have a volume which equals 1/3 of big B times H. Remember, our big B always stands for area of the base. Okay, the H is the height, and we are going to take 1/3 when we work with a pyramid. And like I said, we will look at that next class. So let's say that we have a pyramid with a base area, and just going to go ahead and give us the base area of this pyramid, and that is 125 meters squared. And we have a height that is 6.5 meters. So now in order to find the volume, what we are going to do is we're going to take the 125, let me just move that down for you, the 125 times 6.5, 2, 10, 12, times 6, 6 times 5, 30, 12, 15, 6, 7, 5, 2, 81, and we've got one decimal place, okay? And now what we're going to do is multiply this times 1/3, or divide it by 3. 3 goes into H 2 times with 2 left over, and it goes in here 7, and it goes in here not at all, and it goes into 25 8 times with 1 left over, so we're just going to call it 270.8, and that will be meters cubed. Remember that our volume is always in a cubed unit. So this is our actual volume of a pyramid with a base area of 125 meters squared and a height of 6.5. So that is how this works. Now, remembering that depending on our base, a pyramid, once again, can have any sort of a base. You could have a square pyramid, a triangular pyramid. You could have a pyramid with a hexagonal base. So just understand that your bases can be all sorts of things. Now, the interesting thing about the cone, and we'll just go down here and we'll go to the cone, is that the formula for the volume is exactly the same. 1/3 big B H. Now, in this case, your base is always a circle. So the big B is area of a circle. Okay, we're still working with the height, and we're still taking 1/3 of that. So, so now what we're looking is having to insert that pi r squared. Let's go to a second page so that we can see what we are looking at here. So let's look at a cone that has a cone with a radius that is 6 feet and a height which is 20 feet. So again, volume is equal to 1/3 big BH. So this means I've got 1/3. My big B is going to be pi times my radius squared times h. Now I'm just going to put some numbers in. Okay, 1/3 pi 6 squared times 20. 6 squared, so 1/3. We'll just kind of keep going on here. Pi 36 times 20. I'll come over here to my side. I'm going to do my 36 times my 20. Make sure I get that done properly. Always showing my work because that's the best way to do it. So we now have 1/3 pi times 720. Now I'm going to go ahead because I know a little bit about my divisibility rules, and I know that I can take easily 1/3 of 720 because 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3, and so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to say I'm going to go over here to my 720 and I'm going to divide it by 3. 3 goes into 7 twice with 1 left over. 3 goes into 12 4 times, and I get 240. So now what I'm looking at is 240 times pi. Okay, so now that's all I have to figure out. Now remember this, if I were to put feet cubed here, this is my exact volume. Okay, this is exact. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to work out our approximate. So, so that's going to give me 240 times 3.14. Let's put the 3.14 up above. That way, I only have a couple of numbers that I have to multiply. So that's 16, 4 and 5, and 12. So that was this. Then I come in. So I'm here now, and there's an 8, 2, and a 6. 0, 6, this is 13, 5, and 7. I have 2 decimal places, and so it is looking like to the tenths I have 753.6 feet cubed. This is my, of course, approximate volume because remember pi, of course, is not an exact number. So that's the cone. Once again, it is still a very easy thing to work with. You just have to remember that on the pyramid and the cone, you are taking 1/3. Our final formula is going to be for our sphere. And our sphere, quite simply, is going to be volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So, yeah, so 4/3 pi r cubed, and so we're just going to put information in. If I've got a sphere that has a radius of 4 meters, my radius equals 4 meters, then my volume is equal to 4/3 pi 4 cubed. Okay, so we will cube our 4 times 4 is 16 times 4, that's our 64. So this is 4/3 pi times 64. I'm going to go ahead and do the 4 times 64 divided by 3. So let's just come over here, do some of our math over here. So first I'm going to multiply 64 times 4. That's 24, 25, 5, 6, 7, 13. Yeah, it's not going to be nice and easy like it was the last time, but I'll now divide it by the 3, and I'll get 3 times 8 is 24 with 1 left. This is 5, and I have a 1/3 left, 3 repeating. Because we're working with pi, I'm just going to go 85.3. So this is 85.3 pi. we're already not really at an exact number because we did round this 3, being that that 3 was repeating. So we're just going to go ahead and multiply my 85.3 times 3.14. Okay, got a lot of math going on here, and not enough space. Don't ever do this. Always give yourself more space than I am giving myself. 34, and this is 3, 5, and 8. And 3 times 3 is 9, 15, and 425. Notice how I'm cramming my stuff in. Not advisable. 4 and 5 is 9, is 18. 4, 12, 17. And 6 and 2. I've got 3 decimal places. So I'm going to round this off to 267.8. I am at meters, so I am meters cubed. So that is the volume of the sphere that I was working with. Okay, so those are our 3 equations. Pretty much the other 2 are easy to remember, and so you just have to kind of memorize that with the sphere. We, we're just cubing the radius instead of squaring it, and it's 4/3 times the whole thing. So try to remember that. So that's it for this edition of volume. Volume will be finished at this point. So, oh, it's the bird. So after this, we'll go into surface area. So enjoy the volume. We'll do some hands-on next class, and hopefully this will work out very easily for you. Okay, so you guys have a great evening. Thank you.